All right, third man, have you pushed record?
Have you pushed record? It's a fair question.
Oh, I'm not going to answer to that name because I don't think it's going to stick.
Dan, have you pushed the button?
Yes, I have.
Don't you buckle. Third man.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Ridiculous.
Hey, good house, Ox. I love it. This is nice.
Down in Geelong. So thank you for coming to my bar. We're having Asahi Super Dries today.
Yeah.
So just one of them each.
And by the way,
hang on, just
the
let me have a go.
dartboard next to the bar.
It's a must.
If you've got a home bar somewhere and you don't have a dartboard next door, and with the good footrest, stay the right distance from the actual dartboard.
Yep.
Well done to you.
You know the most ridiculous thing you can have in your bar is a hooky board. Who plays hooky?
What's a hooky board?
You know, you
hooky.
used to put the rings on and you used to have the numbers. And,
Oh, yeah.
How lame was hooky?
Hooky, one of the worst games in the history of the world.
Ever. Hey,
By the way, what's this?
Hang on.
I don't know
Have you given out the bloody hotline to somebody?
I think I have. Hang on, let's see what it is.
Who's this?
G'day, boys. Tim from sunny Perth calling.
Oh,
Hello, Tim. You got the hotline number.
how'd you get the hotline number?
Oh, it's been a negotiation, Marko, but managed to get through to the main man.
Oh, well done. Well done to you, Tim.
Hey, before you go, what do you do, Tim? Because we always like to know what people do on this podcast.
Marko, I'm 1 week away from finishing a 42-year financial services career. So,
Wow.
Oh, you're about to
1 week.
You're about to retire.
Tim from Financial Services.
yes, funds management over the last 10 or 12 years. So,
Hopefully you've put enough away to get you through. Hey, why are you calling us, Tim?
well, I saw something on X over and through the socials from there
X's Twitter.
about an act of civil selfishness, Ox, and it's directed at you.
Well, here we go. This is
hang
good.
on. Hang
I
on.
like this.
What's this to do with?
It's the sort of behaviour that I would expect from what we refer to as the DYCs at the Scarborough Footy Club. Chewy on the side of a coffee cup saucer, leaving it for the staff to take away.
Yeah, we dealt with this last week, but
This is growing legs, mate. It's not going away.
Look, I accept it. I accept it. I was wrong. I'm the first to admit and put my hand up. It was a mistake. I didn't flush it down the toilet. I didn't stick it under a table or a chair like most of these young punks would. But I do accept responsibility. It's not on.
Should have been behind your ear. And really, these days, the only time you eat Chewies these days is three-quarter time when the manager comes out with the PKs.
Yeah, what about that?
PK.
The old PKs.
Is that fair dinkum?
Yeah, they used to bring them out.
At three-quarter time?
Well, they used to have oranges or a bit of chewy.
Are you joking?
Well,
What was the science behind the PK at three-quarter time?
give you a bit of
Sugar.
bit of pep up.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Amazing.
I read an article on chewing gum about years ago about one of the greatest marketing ploys ever, and it was when they changed a campaign of chewing. I think it was Juicy Fruit or something.
Yeah.
And the campaign changed. They had the TV ad where the lady, instead of putting one chewy in her mouth, put two pieces in her mouth.
Ooh,
And
game
it
changer.
Almost doubled sales overnight.
There
you go.
That's clever, isn't it?
It's very smart.
Hey, so Tim, what do you got planned for retirement? What are you going to do?
Well, Marko, I've just stepped off playing 9 holes at what we call Royal Hammersley with some mates.
Yeah.
So based on how I went this morning, I need to spend a lot of time practicing. I've heard practicing golf makes a difference. I've never done it.
So is Royal Hammersley got 18 or is it just a 9-hole course?
No, it's a public course, Ox. It's got 18. We play the back 9. Pretty tight little course, but for a public course, and there's a couple of really good ones in Perth, being Wembley and Hammersley that are close to us, that are in just magic condition.
No, they're always Perth. I'm very envious of Perth, and I'm very envious of Tim, formerly from Financial Services.
Enjoy retirement, and I've taken your chewing gum advice on board. I will not be doing that ever again. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, boys. Love the show.
Good on
Cheers,
you,
mate.
Tim. He sounds like a good fella.
Hang on, there's a bigger question here to be asked to third man. Who are you giving our bloody number out to?
Yeah.
Well, how are people going to contact us if we don't give them the hotline?
Well, we
email
call
us.
them.
Yeah, we call them. We would like to vet them before they come on, because we could be talking to bloody who knows who.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, if you came to a show meeting, Ox, maybe we could do that.
Oh, please.
Yeah, that's actually a good point as well. That is a very good point.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Now we're at the bar.
Oh, yeah.
We're sitting at the bar.
Excuse me, yeah.
All right. I've got a mate.
Yeah.
All right, and he has a good profession.
What does he do?
I'm going to explain how he does, because you know what he does before you know his name. Because sitting at the bar, and this is what this profession always does.
Yeah.
So this is how he introduces himself to someone new at the bar. G'day, I'm a pilot. My name's Brad.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
G'day, I'm a pilot. My name's Brad.
What the hell is wrong with pilots? 'Cause
What
I
is
agree
it?
with you. They are a disgrace.
I know they're proud to be a pilot, but all they are is a glorified bus driver.
That's
Let's be
exactly
honest.
right.
Let's be honest.
That's right.
It's just a bus driver in the air.
Mate, they fly themselves these days.
Yeah,
They take off and land by themselves.
So my son's doing aviation, so he's going to become a pilot.
No,
I said,
a
mate,
bus
don't-
driver.
As I said, mate, don't get carried away. You're a bus driver without a steering wheel. That is all it is. Just say, get over yourself.
So has Cooper fallen into the trap?
Not yet.
Does he walk up to
He's-
girls and say, I'm training to be a pilot, my name's Cooper?
Yeah,
Does he do that
I
yet?
think so.
Oh,
I
good
think so.
boy. I like
so
it.
he's got 6 months off because he's earning some cash so he can get through uni.
Bloody
But
pilots.
Brad that is Brad to a T. So my mate Brad, who's the pilot with Cathay.
And tell people how good his eyes are. Because this is the most amazing thing about this bloke.
I'm not joking. This bloke's eye. So we play golf. I'll hit it into the scrub, and he will go. Seriously, from 250 metres away, he'll go one step to the right, one more step forward. It should be right there, and you look down, and he can see through grass and hills.
Now, I didn't believe you. I didn't believe you for 2 years, and then finally I went down to 13th Beach and I played with you and Brad and little Trev, the little munchkin.
Little Kevy.
Little Kev.
Yep.
So I played with these boys, and I'd heard about it, right? Anyway, I've hooked one somewhere, and I'm walking along, and he goes, I'm halfway there. And I said, did you see that one, smartass? Right? Because he goes, yeah, you're 2 steps left right before a little bush. And I'm looking over there. I can't see any bloody bush. I get up there, and my ball is right next to this bush
it's
that was hidden
ridiculous.
by a long rough.
Yeah, you can't.
How do you explain that?
No, he's got the eyes of a falcon. Anyway, so, but his thing
Of
is
a falcon.
what he does.
Yeah.
What he does.
Yeah.
G'day, I'm a pilot. My name's Brad.
Brad, yeah, pathetic.
I've got a friend who's starting to date an engineer.
Don't you say they're doing the same sort of stuff.
Worse, engineers to new levels.
What are they doing?
No, I'm an engineer. G'day,
That's it.
I'm Pete. Oh, no. And then goes on. I'm structural, I'm civil, I'm whatever. Engineers are as bad as it comes. And there's only one other category that goes in. Lawyers. When you're at the bar, if you start having a debate with somebody, it will be a lawyer.
They're the be-all and end-all.
Oh, lawyers.
Theirs is the only opinion that matters.
Of course it is, and they're always correct because they'll out-debate you because they're lawyers.
What about when they're using their lawyer terms as well?
Oh,
And-
yeah. Yeah. What are some? I'll just park it for now. I'm going to zoom out. All this sort of...
I'm going to zoom out.
Oh, yeah, they zoom. The zooming in and zooming out is the... You wouldn't know this, third man, but this is about the new age yuppie lawyer coming straight out of university.
They make me sick.
I'm going to zoom in, zoom out. When you go to the bar, you wouldn't walk in with your golf glove and just put it on the bar and just
sit down the back pocket.
Yeah. What do? I'm a golfer.
With the Schweppes hat on.
I'm a golfer.
Park myself.
You can pick it though. You can pick a sales executive because they're always talking loud and they're a lot of hand gestures and they're trying to get a sale everywhere they go.
It is funny, we spoke about Scarred for Life last week. I was scarred for life with my caddy once. His name was Tim Chegwin. He's a very, very clever man.
What was his nickname?
Cheggers.
Of course it is.
So Cheggers, now listen to this. Cheggers was the smartest kid at Haileybury.
Oh, okay.
And he
that's
got
smart.
into medical school and
Well
he
done.
got to the point where he was opening up cadavers. That's where he was at.
Yeah.
So he was clever. He gave that all away, the caddy for me. Anyway, Cheggers, now talking about
So
lawyers,
he was cutting dead people open and then he started working for Dead Man Walking.
So anyway, talking about lawyers being wankers and engineers being wankers, there was a time in my life, apparently, where I too also was a wanker.
Oh, surely not.
Yeah, it was.
That is out of my possibility of thought.
So I've walked into a nightclub and I was introducing Tim Chegwin, Cheggers, not as Tim, not as my friend, My caddy.
Oh, no.
I was introducing him as my caddy.
My goodness me.
Anyway, this got up his nose so much.
I can
right?
imagine.
This really started to tick him off. That one night after a nightclub where I'd been doing it, we had a punch on.
Oh, yeah, enough.
You introduced me as your caddy one more time. I said, what are you talking about? Drop kick, whatever I said to him. And it was on. It was on. And he punched the hell out of me.
Did he?
He's huge.
Goodness me, Mark.
I took it in. I would have only been about 25 or 26.
Well done.
But I learnt quickly that you've just got to introduce everybody by their name and not by what they do,
So
particularly if they work for you.
This is Cheggers, my employee.
Did you ever apologise to Checkers?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was on the ground looking up on him with blood coming out of my nose. I said, I'm sorry.
Oh, they're scarred for life.
Scarred. Mate, I was scarred for life. Never done it since.
Do you know, you're talking about lawyers a moment ago.
Yeah.
You might need a lawyer with your throwing chewing gum out the car window because
Mate,
that's going to kill animals.
It's a bird pillow, if you remember correctly.
I remember that. I don't think it's true.
All right, just on that, can you ever throw anything out the window of a car?
No.
100% you can.
No.
Oh, third man, what are you doing here? You can.
I think you can.
What? Throw something out the window?
I think you can throw out a banana peel or an apple core if you're throwing it onto grass, onto like grass on the side of the highway.
I was going to say, because if you threw a banana peel out and it landed on my nature strip right next to the dog poo, I would have gone ballistic.
No.
Depends which part of it was mowed.
I would have gone ballistic. But
hang on. You might be onto something here.
Country roads, you can throw a banana peel out into long grass or just onto the side of the road?
Onto the side of the road, as long as it's onto grass or into bushes.
What about if you're being chased by the cops and you've got a bit of contraband?
And you're throwing, drugs out the window?
Well, you've watched cops.
Yes,
they do it all the time. They throw their guns out. They throw their...
Yeah, it's true.
They throw everything out.
There's that great line from Step Brothers, I'm a bit sweaty, been watching Cops. Such a great line.
It is... I don't think there is a time... What about... So sometimes I've had a coffee and it's gone cold.
Oh, so you tipped the liquid out the window?
Yeah, so I tipped the liquid out.
Not the cup.
No, I kept the cup.
Yeah.
Pass,
Can you tip? You can do that.
Where did it land? On the road?
Well, it's either on the road or down the side of my car.
Yeah.
Depending on how fast I was going.
No problem.
All right, one more.
Problem.
What about if you've got a cough, can you spit out the window?
Yes, definitely.
Spitting's all right?
You can hark up and go ballistic.
Okay.
What if you've got a sneeze and you're driving along and there's a car coming the other way? Can you sneeze out the window?
Target practice. That falls under target practice and tick. Yes, you can.
I'm going to tell you something that I saw happen on the Monash Freeway in Victoria, coming in from the eastern suburbs. It was just before you get to Punt Road.
Yeah.
There's a traffic jam of all traffic jams. It was a Friday night. It was before the footy. I think Collingwood were playing.
Right.
And there was a limo about 3 cars in front of me in the far left-hand lane. The traffic wasn't moving.
Yeah.
And they're right beside the concrete edge.
Yeah.
I saw the back door open.
Yeah.
2 girls get out.
They what?
They had to do a wee.
Oh no!
So they've got the door.
They're weeing behind the door.
Yeah, you can see that, but you can see what was happening. Yeah. So they're weeing on the Monash Freeway.
Oh my God!
That's acceptable, isn't it?
No.
In a traffic jam?
No. What do you do? You're in a traffic jam.
I tick that off. I tick that off for the girls.
They kept the door open. They had 2 stood around.
Yeah.
Oh, so they kind of covered it up.
They covered up. But sometimes you got to go. You got to go.
Well, you can't pee in a limo.
No, you can't unless you've got a big bottle or something. But it's harder for the girls than the boys.
The girls can't use the bottle, mate.
You've used the bottle.
Yeah,
I've used the bottle. I've done it heaps of times in traffic.
Stacks of times.
Heaps of times in traffic.
Yeah, okay. No, I tick that off. That's okay.
I do so much travelling in the car. I always have a safety bottle in the car, just in case.
You've got a pee bottle in your car 24/7.
Just in case I can't stop.
Have you ever heard of pulling over?
If you're in traffic, sometimes like there, you can't get out. You can't.
Oh, and you can't wait for another 3 minutes till you can?
If you've been in traffic for an hour and a half, I'm on the Westgate most days, and the traffic can be horrendous. If someone's had a crash, you can be stuck there for 40 minutes.
You
and not
can't
moving.
tell me you're sitting in traffic with a bottle, having a leak whilst you're in the car driving.
I've done that. I've done it 20 times.
I've got a question for you, but I think it requires the cone of silence.
Yeah, I think I know the question you're going to ask too.
Yeah.
All right.
Bring it
All
down.
right.
Righto. Have you ever been driving in the country and to save time when needing a pee, you didn't stop and just peed into the bottle while you were going at, let's say, 100 kilometres an hour?
No, I haven't done
God
that.
for that.
No, it's always been stopped.
Oh, see, put this cone of silence on.
No,
Hang on, that was
wasted cone.
I got a different question.
Go on.
The gravity. You need the bottle to be facing, open to the bottle facing up.
Yeah.
But you're sitting down, so.
So what you do is you push forward a bit on the seat,
You scooch
and
up.
you put the bottle below the seat, and it just
And you curve.
dangles in. Dangles in.
All right. Tony, put the cone up. Done.
That was quite terrifying.
Yeah. So
To be honest, I'm surprised you haven't peed while driving at 100 clicks.
no, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Why?
Because
I could do that.
Well, I can't because I've got to hold the bottle and I've got to hold the thing and I've got to hold the steering wheel.
No, you're not thinking laterally
No,
here.
I know you're going to use
You
your
can
knees.
squeeze your legs together
No, I get
and
that.
hold the bottle and then drive.
No, the bottle's down below the seat.
It sounds like Marco's done this.
You've done it, have you?
No, I just get out of the car and piss in the grass if I ever need to.
I've done that 100 times where I've pulled over where I've just got to go. Right,
Yeah.
so sometimes, but
And
sometimes you're stuck in traffic. You just can't get out, and there is nothing worse. How bad's the feeling when you know you can't get to the toilet and you've got to go? It is the most painful thing.
Now, can we put this on the table for? Hopefully, there'd be police officers who listen to this.
Yep.
Hopefully, there are, and I'd love police officer feedback on this particular what we're about to say. Pissing in public is frowned upon by everybody.
Yeah.
But if you can't wait, if you're older and you're going to burst, you're actually going to do yourself some damage, then surely it's okay because you don't want people doing damage to themselves.
I've always thought about
so
this.
would a police officer actually let you off if they saw, let's say, an older person peeing by the road because he was going to burst?
You know who knows the answer to this?
Who?
Sergeant Michael Davis.
Oh,
Okay.
it's Sergeant Michael Davis.
So I've thought about this a lot.
Right.
If you're over 30, you can get out of this.
If you're over 30.
If you're over 30, it's just say you've been caught weeing on a wall, on a fence down there.
Brendan Favola style.
Copper goes bang.
Yeah.
What's your reasoning? I've had a prostate issue.
Oh.
I've had, and you can lie. It's only a little fib.
It's only a little fib.
Look, I've had prostate cancer, or I've had something go wrong, and as a result, I have no control.
Right.
No copper, not even Sergeant Michael Davis, is going to book you
He was a hard ass.
for public indecency or mopery or whatever you want to call it. You're not going to get booked if you pull out the prostate issue.
Even Sergeant Michael Davis, who was a hard ass in his day,
He's a tough copper. He would not dare.
he'd wilt.
No, he would. Absolutely would. He'd go, no worries, sir. Hey, but, can you do it on a tree rather than on someone's fence?
Well, I tell you what, on our socials, I guarantee this, blokes have been let off pissing somewhere.
Yep.
Get in touch with us and tell us your story.
Oh, women might have been too.
Oh, girls, jump aboard.
You know, we're
Absolutely.
talking about cars before and you're talking about throwing things out the window. Have you ever heard of emu bobbing?
A what?
Emu bobbing.
No.
You're a
What the
country
hell
kid.
is that?
Emu bobbing. You never heard of it?
No.
It's now illegal. So emu bobbing is where you go and pick up firewood off the side of the road.
Oh, yeah, it's not bad. What's wrong with that?
You're not allowed to do it.
Why aren't you allowed to do that?
Because it's a health and safety risk about pulling over, and especially on country roads where you pull over and you're too close to the road and people have been known to be hit, so you're not allowed to do it anymore.
That's disappointing because you're doing two things. You're keeping yourself warm and you're cleaning up the roads.
Well, this is the point. So when the last bushfires came through, the biggest problem was because people aren't allowed to go emu bobbing and go and pick up firewood, that was a lot of the reasons why that the fires spread as thick as they did, because a lot of people cleaning up the firewood actually helps when a fire does come, because it's obviously there's not as much fuel there to burn.
Right.
So it's now illegal. So I'm massive for that. I reckon they should change that law.
Yeah.
And if there is a fallen tree, that you have the right to pick it up and put it in the back of your car.
No problem. I'm with you.
There
Do
you
it
go.
safely.
Emu bobbing. There you go.
Okay, I'd never heard of it before in my
But
life.
the other emu bobbing is at the racetrack. Remember,
for tickets in the old
to go and
days.
pick up the old tickets,
Yeah.
because people would throw away winning tickets, especially if there was a protest and the protest was upheld. Oh, the emu bobbers, that was a day's. Oh, that's bliss.
That's right, because someone
Because
had to
everyone's
go
throwing them all
throw it
away,
away.
and they go and pick it up,
The favourite's been beaten
Oh, they
by
love the protest. They love
the 10-1 shot.
Protest upheld, and then you see everyone go, yes! All the emu bombers.
I love the protest siren.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Yep. There's a protest, fourth versus third.
It is just, the race course just livens up.
Oh, hang on.
Hang on.
Hang on a minute.
Hang on.
Hang on a minute.
Then we're all going back to the replay.
Yeah.
Everyone's an expert.
Oh,
no worries.
He's moved out. He's shifted out on him 2 spots.
no problem.
Shifted out on him.
Yeah, I love it. One of the great noises in world sport.
He's pretty good.
And if you can match that, what other great noises in world sport match the protest siren? Because I put you, there's not many.
The siren in golf is the worst siren.
Oh, that's when you know lightning's coming along.
Yeah.
And you got to get off.
Play's been suspended. Shocking siren.
Hey, we got some massive feedback coming up.
Really?
Yeah, it's about Crocs too.
Oh.
And I think you feature.
You're having a couple of beers with a couple of blokes. This is Ox and Marko. We'd love you to subscribe and rate us when you get a chance.
Hey, don't forget, folks, the E&S Clearance Centre is open. It is flying, and you will not believe the quality of the gear. It is incredible. If you're thinking about a renovation or just updating your house, get on down and have a look because the bargains are there for everyone to see.
Just opposite IKEA.
On Danny Long Road.
Easy.
It's a beauty down there in Clayton.
Hey, we were talking about Scarred for Life last episode.
I'm just going to infiltrate this podcast somehow, Scarred for Life, yeah.
I was at a mate's farm the other week, and he's got electric fences all around his property.
Right.
Back in the early days, I got family from Timboon, which is big dairy country.
Yeah.
And I used to love going down there and milking the cows, and they had about 300 cats that were breeding in the bloody barn.
You used to milk cows?
Well, we used to walk the cows up to the milking machines because they had the thing.
But that's very different from milking cows.
No. We had one. We had one cow that we'd hand milk and do all that sort of stuff. Everyone learns how to milk a cow, and it's rather odd.
Yeah, it would be strange.
I don't know actually the first bloke that actually found out how the milk works with cows, but he was inventive and he was brave.
It was a good effort
to go and pull on a cow's teats and
see what came out
and see how it worked. It was interesting, but well done to you.
Whoever you are,
Mr. Devondale or Mr. Pura. I don't know who you are.
Mr. Big M.
The one thing you learn very Mr. Big M, you get to learn very quickly though when you're around electric fences. When you get told, don't touch the electric fence.
That's good as gold.
You never ever forget, because I remember the one time I was down there and he said, "This is an electric fence. Be careful."
Yeah.
And I touched it, and nothing happened. And I thought, not that good.
Yeah.
Did it again?
Yeah.
No problem. So I put both hands on, went to climb over, and the way electric fences work is they send pulses through every 4 seconds or whatever it is.
Yeah.
My goodness me. I am so, it's like heights for me now. I am scarred for life with electric fences. You cannot, if I'm down the farm, I will check, like I am vigilant on checking if there's a thing down the bottom or a thing up the top, because once you've been zapped, you never go back. It is the one thing I reckon everyone remembers when they've been zapped by an electric fence.
Hey,
you ever been zapped?
No, I've been close to someone who was zapped because Dad had a farm and he's
You've never been zapped.
I never got zapped.
You're too clever.
No, well,
or you're not brave.
No.
Or you're not daring.
No way. But see, this rings true to me because I remember you distinctly saying that you want to get tasered.
Yeah.
So somehow this is lingering in your head.
Yeah.
You've got a sick fascination with shock.
Do you remember we tried to do that? I tried to get tasered.
Yeah.
Right. We rang up Victorian Police. Sergeant Michael Davis wanted to be tasered.
Yeah. Just to test it out.
I said, I reckon I'll be able to last. I reckon you'll.
Well, if your insurance issues for the cops.
I was ready to go, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And I'm seriously, I want to be. I still want to be tasered.
It's true.
I reckon I could.
You know what? You know how this happened? Because the UFC champion years ago,
Chuck
Liddell, he hit me.
Oh.
Hang on a second.
All right, here we go.
The dump button ready.
Here we go. Go, Chuck.
Oh!
You have no idea. Marko,
Nice work.
He's gone blue. Chuck the Iceman Liddell, thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thanks for having me, mate. Oh, man. This arm hurt.
And the what he had to do was something, and of course he elected being tasered, which has never happened. So I've been whacked by Chuck Liddell and Danny Green, right?
Oh,
in the
Chuck-
hope that
Jeez.
one day he would be tasered.
The Chuck Liddell one was so good.
It's on YouTube.
Chuck faked it. And Marko goes, he relaxed, and he's gone bang.
Bang.
And his arm was dead for 3 days.
If you look it up on YouTube, Chuck Liddell v.
Mark Allen.
M. Allen, it comes up.
It was actually, can we send the link out?
Yeah, why not?
Let's send the link out.
Let's do
Amazing. So I want to be tasered. I would love to be tasered.
So who's got tasers? It's just police, right?
Yeah.
Police and crooks.
Yeah. Oh, Crooks have got a...
Crooks. Oh, crooks have got tasers.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Absolutely. You come to me,
Yeah, that's good.
So are you saying if there's a crook, because I don't think a cop's going to do it. I don't think they'll do it.
oh, if you get a crooked cop.
But if you're saying if there's a crook listing,
Yeah.
like a bank robber,
Yep.
who's got a taser,
A bank robber.
we would like him to come in.
But if
and
we
tase
if
you.
we do it, the only one prerequisite I need, either I need a mattress
Yes.
or a bunch of
Yeah.
bird pillows.
Beanbags.
Bird
Yeah.
pillows.
A lot of chewy on the floor.
So yeah, as long as when I fall, I'm not going to crack my head. I just want to land on something soft. But I don't think I'll fall. I'm going to have my legs apart. I've already worked it out. Have my legs apart, fists like this.
You're just going to take it like a man.
And especially when I come back from Bali and I've lost a couple of kilos,
And you got white
and I
teeth.
got the new white teeth, there'll be nothing stopping me. There'll be nothing stopping me. It's been a 20-year journey to get tasered, and I can't get tasered. I was actually thinking about doing a burg at a 7-Eleven and seeing if the cops come and taser me.
Come on.
See what would happen.
So you're trying to just find any way possible.
To be tasered.
Well, we'll have to see whether
So
we can arrange something here.
the coppers are so weak now, they wouldn't even pull the baton on me.
Yeah.
Like, they're too scared.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think a cop's going to do it.
They'll get in trouble for tasering you.
Well, surely
or whacking you.
surely someone's got a taser out there that we can find, that we can use.
Yeah, that's right.
And I want the taser tested because I don't want to get in there and it's tasered to do a bull or, to taser to knock down a giant.
How would you suggest they test a taser on the right setting?
No, well,
Like, get a dog off the street or something? Or
Well, they'd have
get a German Shepherd?
Well, tasers would have normal settings, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they have it on there?
I don't know. I'm not.
How's
Right,
society,
if you're a taser specialist or you've got a taser, we need to speak to you.
how's society going, right? So the last 50 years, it was socially acceptable
To shoot someone?
to give a kid the strap for not eating jelly.
Yep.
Right? You're allowed to, if you're not eating jelly, I'm giving you the strap.
Yep.
So now, 50 years later, if you're a copper, I'm a bit scared to whack somebody who's doing something wrong. That's where we're at. 50 years of progression right there.
You know where I went downhill for the coppers?
What?
Well, when Yellow Pages went out of business.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because they can't whack people
Because you can't
anymore
whack people.
without
We
bruising
put the
them.
Yellow Pages on the back and just whack them with the baton.
Did that work?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey,
My mate got it. I told you this. He got caught stealing papers, stealing papers from the Sunbury post office, taking him down to the airport, selling him at the airport, and making a killing. Anyway, the coppers got him.
Yeah.
They put him in the back of the divvy van. Sunbury's renowned for roundabouts.
Yeah.
So there's 200 roundabouts. They were driving over the roundabouts. When they got him back to the police station, they put him in the cell. They got the Yellow Pages out and they beat the absolute suitcases out of him. And they said, rightio, you can go now. Didn't charge him or anything like that. Yeah. He woke up the next day. He reckons he was black and blue, but he never stole another newspaper again.
You know, it fascinates me. That one is funny, the Yellow Pages, right? But the other one was always a pillowcase full of doorknobs. Why doorknobs? Why wouldn't you just put cricket balls in there or apples?
I know why.
Or something. Why doorknobs?
Because doorknobs aren't heavy.
But you've actually got to go and find, 10 doorknobs. How hard are they? I mean,
well, no, it's
you have to go to a
only
doorknob
five.
shop.
It's only five.
Only five, is it?
Because you got a knob on it. You got a knob on each side.
That's the
You're going to find 5 doors.
That's the standard.
Guys, you want to hear a bit of feedback? Because we've got plenty to
let's
get
go.
through.
What do you got, third man?
All right, the first, I don't know who this third man person is.
No, we do.
First bit of feedback here from Ginger Ninja. Hey, Ox, these fat pills you've ordered, they're not blue, are they? Because I think that's a whole different kind of pill.
Yeah.
No,
That's
they're
right.
not blue. And I've been having the pills. They've arrived.
Oh.
I will say this: very regular at the moment. Very, very
Let's
regular.
change your internals.
Yeah, so I think
That's
the
not
liver
bad.
function might be just starting to
No.
move a little bit up
Okay,
and get
okay.
the metabolism roaring over.
Well, that's a win.
Yeah,
That's
good.
a win so far.
Brian has
Put on
written
4 kilos, though, but the metabolism's good. I'm eating more than I've ever eaten.
You were talking about last week or a couple of weeks ago, you were talking about having 6 colonics on 6 consecutive days,
Yes.
which Mark referred to as a
New hobby.
new hobby. Brian's written in, great work, Ox. I look forward to hearing the updates. By the way, does the colonic lady take you out for a nice romantic dinner first?
No. But I out of everybody you tip at the end of this stay, she gets the most.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she
She
should
has
too.
to.
She should.
Who was that? The ninja?
Ninja Ginger.
No, that was Brian.
Oh, Brian.
We did have the Ginger
We've
Ninja.
got to work out a prize, okay? We've got to work out a prize. If some of the feedback, if you could really make us laugh, if it's genuine laughter, they've got to go into the barrel for some kind of. I'll organise a prize.
Well, we do have our big lunch catch up,
we'll throw them into that.
which is happening at the end of the year. We're just waiting on one of them to get back from overseas. Once we'll tie that up, but that'll be around about end of November-ish, which will be great.
It's another Christmas party for us.
Oh, can't wait for that.
Right.
Now, Melbourne Mark 45 wasn't impressed that you're doing 6 in a row. For him, he said, it's a one and done deal. You can't be friends with someone doing it 6 times in a row.
No, I'll explain it, right? So it's like breaking down a wall,
Oh.
right? So the Berlin Wall, it took a long time.
It took a long time,
to
mate.
come down. So there's a lot of build-up. So you break down a little bit the first day, you come back the second day, break down a little bit more. Third day, break down a little bit more, and hopefully you're through the wall. And
So
all
how
of
do you
it's-
explain 5 and 6 then? It is a genuine hobby once you get to those numbers, isn't it?
I don't know if it's a hobby, but it certainly could be a fetish.
It's thorough. It's very thorough.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Original Hopper has said he's talking about your Oxenmarco dad joke book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I've just bought 5. I don't know why I bought 5. Maybe for some
He's
friends.
being
of them.
thorough.
Yeah, he is. Love these guys. He's talking about you guys here. Followed them for years, and I couldn't find a better cause. Keep it up,
Good on you.
which is great.
I've had,
Thanks for helping
I've had a
out.
lot of feedback about the joke book.
Yeah, it's
it's
great.
been really, and look, and it's all about raising money for bowel cancer awareness.
Bowel cancer awareness.
Actually, I heard an ad the other day for bowel cancer awareness.
Yeah.
So they're starting to get out there a bit more. It is a disgrace we're only spending we only get $100,000 off the federal government.
Well, can I tell you this?
Tell me it's on the move.
I don't
please.
think we've mentioned this on our podcast before, but at Assembled Media, we represent Bowel Cancer Australia. So we actually know their total spend to alert people to the symptoms of bowel cancer.
Biggest killer.
It's $200,000
is
to
it?
tell the entire country. So it's not much at all. It gets you nowhere. But
Goodness me.
through Assembled Media, we managed to secure $1.1 million because of our partners
and goodwill.
And goodwill.
Well
so
done.
we got $1.1 million, but it's not enough. We need
So it's
about
like
10.
Nine Radio and
We need
SEN and Channel 7 and
minimum,
all everyone. Yeah.
Minimum of $10 million to alert everybody to the symptoms. And while I'm here, I'll tell you, if you see some blood when you wipe your bum, that's a symptom. If you are emptying 3 or 4 times before lunch, that is a symptom. Stomach pain is a symptom. And the biggest one probably is family history in bowel cancer. That is also a symptom. Not enough people know about it. It's the number one killer for men and women 25 to 40 of cancer in this country, and if you're a 50 above man or women, it's number 2.
Well done.
So you need to know the symptoms, and you need to know the symptoms because if you catch it at 1 or 2, it's the easiest cancer to fix. If you catch it at 3 or 4, it's the biggest killer we've got in the country.
Well done.
All the money raised from this book goes to that. Where do people go to get the book, Marko?
dadjokebook.com.au, and if you want to put it in your store
How much
to
is it?
sell, it's about $12. So it's one of those things.
$12?
Yeah, it's one of those things you
It's
see.
at least $20 worth of value.
That's right. And by the way, if you want to put it into your store and help it along, and if you put it in your store, we give you part of the money. I mean, it's up to you to donate it back if you want to, but you can make some money off it. Go to farmersales.net.au.
Right, there's some more feedback here. Now, the next sort of few bits of feedback is all very foot-focused in a whole range of areas.
Fetish style? Or?
No, nothing like that. No. So, first of all, you guys were talking about KT26s a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
great
good
shoes.
shoe.
Oh, great
One of
shoes.
the great wheels of all time.
So good. And the socials went insane with lots of feedback. Tim Clark has said, Clarkos has said, everyone had these in my hood. They gripped perfectly into the BMX pedals.
Oh,
true.
no, it was a great BMX edition.
That's true.
Yep.
It was a ripper. Before 0910, I reckon everyone had a pair at some stage. They are iconic.
Yep.
He's spot on there.
Yeah, I think iconic fits.
Yep, I do too. I love this one. David Cattell's, I think it's Cattell's. I climbed Uluru with them on my feet, especially crucial as it was raining. Not a recommended activity. This is obviously in the days when you could climb it. Obviously, you can't
Let's
now.
be honest, not many people would climb Uluru when it's raining.
No.
Does it
right.
rain out there that often?
And there are rain scars on it.
Yeah.
Where rain over
Millions of years.
who knows? All right, let's say a billion years has scarred Uluru. So it's amazing.
And David has said the KT26s that he climbed it with came through with flying colours, as they would.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Flying blue and silver colours, I reckon.
Yes.
Trevor Parry has said Fletch and Hindy wear these bad boys. Iconic. And he's right. Brian Fletcher and Nathan Hindmarsh wear them all the time.
Is that right?
Rugby league boys. They wear them all the time.
There we go.
And they got stacks of cash. They could do whatever they want.
They do, and they're going
Did
for
I-
the great
did I-
KT26.
Did
That's
I also
amazing.
hear the KT26s were they used in prisons?
I think there was. We had somebody who
Prison
mentioned
issue.
that prison
Prison
issue.
issue.
shoes.
Prison
Yeah.
issue. Yeah, I believe that is correct.
Gee whiz. I
Last
wouldn't
time-
be issuing that. That would have been great escape shoes. Be able to climb the walls and get
Yeah.
over the fence.
They weren't thinking right, were
No,
they?
they should have Dunlop volleys. Can't do anything
Can't.
in Dunlop volleys.
Except play tennis.
Yeah, true.
So that's the
tennis.
first shoe-themed feedback. The second shoe-themed feedback is a poll, which was on the Crocs.
Oh, yeah.
Now we talked about Crocs maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
You were talking about Crocs and how you don't mind them. You think
No, they're
good?
comfy. They're
Yeah.
comfy. My son's into them, and they're actually making a monster comeback in the yuppie areas.
Marko, you made the point that you don't rate them, and you feel the only place you possibly could wear them and get away with it as an adult is on the beach.
Yeah, that's right.
But outside of that, Crocs and adults don't mix.
No, well, that goes because I was scarred for life because my mum made me wear gumboots to school. And now I cannot wear plastic shoes of any kind.
Yeah. So we put a poll up. Only one can win, obviously. The poll was very simple.
Or is it 50-50? Is it?
Did it involve the term flog in any of the answers you could pick?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. But the poll was this. Can adults wear Crocs? 2 options. It's a hard no from me. Yep, sure, they're great.
Right.
Yep, sure, they're great. 20%.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it 80%?
80%
I've lost the last 2 polls.
Yeah.
I don't know
80%
my audience anymore.
said a hard no.
I'm heading overseas to Bali to get this done, and I need to buy a pair of thongs. Not for my feet.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly not the other
What
kind.
other thongs are you wearing? no, I'm getting the budgies for those. But what other thongs? What thongs are we wearing these days?
Don't you wear Havanas?
No, I'm not wearing Havanas.
Why would you wear Havanas?
Because they're not good on your feet.
Are you kidding me?
No, Havanas are crap. It's like a little piece of sponge. What
Alright.
other thong? Because I actually like Croc thongs. Croc thongs.
Do you like Crocs?
Crocs make
Croc
thongs.
thongs.
Yeah, they're really comfy.
That is actually terrible.
Have
Hang
you
on a
ever
sec.
worn them?
No.
Have you ever seen them?
No.
Well, wash your tongue.
Yeah.
No, actually, wash your mouth out.
We've got one more bit of feedback, which is also footwear focused, and this comes from.
Jeez, into the feet today.
I know, yeah, it's
Not on Marko's show.
feet all over the place. Well, maybe your business idea about doing only feet or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Did you ever get that off the ground?
Well, it was only fans with feet. No, I've still yet to find a model willing to sacrifice her foot. It's not hard, is it? Beautiful feet, though, are beautiful.
Yep.
But you can get some dead set ugly feet. I would never be a podiatrist.
No, terrible.
Imagine dealing with stinky bunions every day
Terrible.
and ingrown toenails and ugh.
Troy's got a question about your Ugg boots.
Uggies.
You know the ones I bought online.
You got Uggies and you
women's-
got Crocs.
No, the women's Uggies. Remember I bought
You look at
them
the
online?
thongs.
Hello,
Who, this Troy?
it is
Troy, what do you do for a living?
me.
Yeah.
I'm a painter. Is that you, Marko?
Troy the painter. Yeah, g'day, Troy. Nice to have you on.
Hello, Troy.
Hello, Ox. How are you, buddy?
Good, mate. Good, mate. Now, you sent us in a little bit of feedback. What would you like to chat about?
I did send some feedback. It was your Ugg boot story with the ordering the women's Ugg boots.
Yeah, I was drunk. I was drunk and I ordered the women's style Ugg boots. Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
I just had me thinking, I don't know, you're due to go to the fat farm. How'd you go fitting on some women's Ugg boots?
Oh, jeez.
Women's Ugg boots. This is unreal.
Oh, Troy. So what, hang on, what's the question?
Hey, Troy, he told us a second ago that he'd been taking the fat pills and he's put on 4 kilos.
They come in stubbies.
I don't know if Troy's called up to ask a question or just roast you.
Oh,
Have you got a question, Troy?
No, I just wanted to know how we actually managed fitting on women's Ugg boots.
Oh, well, I'll be honest with you, Troy. I actually I worked up a sweat trying to put these shoes on. In the end, I gave up and I gave them to Indiana.
wow.
Did you get the shoehorn? Did you get the shoehorn out?
Tried a shoehorn. I tried putting oil on my fingers. I tried.
Putting oil on the fingers.
I tried everything.
Oh, that's an old habit, is it?
I picked it up in Bali. Thank you, Troy.
So you've re-gifted.
I had to re-gift them. Yep. So I'm going to
Re-gift them.
I'm going to Troy. I'm just going to let you know I'm going to order some men's Ugg boots next time.
Now, hang on. Are they the ankle type? Are they halfway up the calf? What are they?
No, they're the ankle ones.
The ankle ones,
I
yeah.
don't want the big ones. I would just want the little ankle
What
ones.
colour did you get?
I got
Yeah,
black. I didn't get pink.
Black women's Ugg boots.
Yes, yeah, I did.
So here's a question for you guys and for Troy. Can you wear, if you've got the big ones or the small ones, you reckon you can wear them out in public?
No.
No.
No, I
No.
do.
Oh, come on.
Hey, Troy,
Don't.
we're just talking about a topic about throwing stuff out the window. Is there any time you can throw something out the car window whilst driving?
Well, I think you can throw old food, because it feeds the wildlife, papers and all that sort of stuff. No way.
Right.
All right. Okay.
That's
Old
interesting.
food.
Old food.
Like a roast.
Although saying that, it probably keeps people in their job.
Okay. Like the councils, you mean?
File councils, if you can get them out there, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Keeps people in their job. He's talking about people who clean up the side of the road.
Clean up the litter.
Yeah, criminals.
Yeah.
Criminals.
So it's okay to throw stuff out the window because it keeps the people employed who have to pick it up.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Them more prisoners.
Oh, there we go. All
on
right,
you.
Troy. Thanks, mate.
See you, buddy.
For the punter.
Oh, what a ripper.
What about these mongrels that drop mattresses and
Yeah, that's not good.
on the side of the road?
That's not good.
Unless you're getting tasered, there is no reason for a mattress to be on the side of the road.
Come on, it's time for the joke.
Oh, okay.
Time to spin the wheel.
Mattress joke.
Oh, it's the certainty. Oh, you're not going to believe this. It's a mattress joke.
Jeez.
You only just mentioned the word.
It's like seconds ago.
This is
That's what happens when you're
incredible.
about to be tasered.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, maybe we should have a taser joke. I've got a taser joke for you while you're looking for your mattress joke.
Yeah. Oh, you got a taser joke?
Yeah.
All right.
There's going to be a new TV show following the police around giving tasers.
Really?
You know what it was called?
No.
A Current Affair. It's fair to say I pinched that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
did.
just make that up?
Yeah. Hello, 3AW breakfast. I got it off you.
Here's a mattress joke.
Righto.
What's another word for a mattress?
Another word for a mattress? I don't know.
A loaf of bed.
Yes,
nice.
very good.
Good.
Very good. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you and your new teeth.
Well, I'll come back with new teeth.
Teeth?
Come back with new teeth. I'll get you a photo of my budgies.
Yes.
And I'll show a before and after of how much I've lost. And hopefully the colonics, they use the extra small hose like I asked for last time.
Yeah, magnificent. See you next week.
Well, there it is, another show, and the last one before the ox goes to the fat farm, as he calls it, for his, what did he say? He's going to lose 20 kegs or something, so can't wait to see these before and after pictures that he's promised. And maybe he'll even deliver Wayne Carey at some point in time too. That would be great. If you haven't shared the podcast with a friend, we would love you to do us a massive favour and do that. Just pick one mate, send it to them and say, hey, you're going to love it. If they do love it, you're a hero. If they don't love it, well, we'll keep that quiet. Couple of Oaks, Couple of Beers executive producer, Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media, and sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com.